Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy burstzgyt back here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope y'all are doing well. Today, I wanted to talk about something a little bit different. I have Demoniacal Fit's page up on the screen as I wanted to kind of just go through and see what has been going on with them, right? You've seen such a dramatic shift in terms of what you thought they were originally going to be about and now what they're doing, and kind of just the lack of communication and what's been going on. What feels like, I want to say a war, but I may just be dramatic there. But what feels like some battle between, Demoniacal Fit, Kong Studios, and kind of just the general market on third-party customs, right? So to get into it first, as you saw yesterday, they did reveal their Super Saiyan Vegeta that they're doing. I think it's cool. I like the white boots because that's the one that Tamashii, for some reason, is just not giving us. I think that's the Proud Saiyan Prince or something. I forget the official title of that Vegeta, but we've not actually gotten it, and it has the base hair, and it's newly detailed. It looks very cool, and yeah, we just haven't gotten it for some reason. This is great. I think it's cool that Demoniacal Fit wants to give us that version as Tamashii won't. But was it really necessary for an entire figure? I mean, in my way of thinking about it, the official one that we're getting, which is the one that comes with the pearl scent finish on the hair and doesn't have the white boots, it's a $35 figure or so, right? This figure right here with the aura included and the white boots and matte hair is probably going to range around $40 to $50, maybe $60, depending on what they want to do with that price tag because of the aura and maybe one effect piece. Who knows? But in my opinion, I think a little kit would have worked better for this with replaceable legs. As you know, those legs easily can pop off. It's not really hard to take them off and replace them. And the hair would have been great as well. I'm sure that they'll update the face to make it look really good. I'm not really worried about that. They do really good with that stuff. But yeah, I think a kit would have worked better for this, complement the official release and save people money. But, people are free to do what they want and spend their money. I probably will get it because, yes, Tamashii for some reason won't release theirs, and there's no chance. There's no idea when they will release it, right? There's a chance maybe that they release it, but there's no real date we have to expect for it. Could be 3 years from now that they decide to drop that thing, right? And it'd probably be a budget release as well, and then maybe they just don't want to drop two Vegetas at the same time. Who knows? But regardless, I think it could have been turned into a kit. Now, that's kind of one of the defenses I will have for Demoniacal Fit, is they're doing things that either Tamashii won't release right away, and they're holding off and just kind of kept it hostage in their freaking vault. Like this is cool. But when they do stuff that's just like, a Vegeta that we'll get in the future anyway, in my opinion, I believe that we'll eventually get a better Tournament of Power Vegeta at some point, with whether that's in 3.0 or still a 2.0 Vegeta. I think that we'll get one regardless. And I mean, it's cool to buy that stuff right now if you kind of like want to get your collection of Vegetas or Gokus and kind of just keep on expanding. But if you're a person who really wants to get the official thing and kind of wait, that's your best bet at this point. You don't really have to go for the third parties. It's kind of for the people who want it now and have been waiting, or want to use it for a custom of their own and kind of turn into something else, or kit bash and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of different things you can do with them, right? But to kind of talk about the newer stuff that they've been doing, they put out a post not that long ago saying no more games, and they're moving on from 2022 to 2023. And I thought that, okay, they're gonna start off the year pretty cool, banging with some stuff, right? They showed us the render with the Bandit Yamcha. They started showing us the base Goku, the future Gohan, and I was like, okay, cool. Bandit Yamcha is the one out of these three that I wish they would have started with, because it's such a unique version of the character that you don't really see anymore in Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, and I really like the design for it. I mean, Tamashii has not done that version at all, so it would have been something very unique and different and would have set them far apart, right? But they aren't doing that. They're doing base Goku and future Gohan. Now, future Gohan is a character that inevitably I think that Tamashii will do, but I understand that people have been waiting, and we've been kind of slowly moving through these sagas in official releases. So yeah, I'm down with it. So I don't really mind it. But we also know that Kong Studios is doing a future Gohan, and it's been in the works since not early last year, but kind of into the the end section of the year, let's say, right, is when Kong Studios kind of started announcing that. We started seeing progress pictures and here and there, and they kind of haven't said anything in the last month or two about it, but yeah, we have 2 third-party individuals working on it now. And I mean, at the end of the day, you'll pick which one you want. Demoniacal Fit is the one that has it up for pre-order first, and my problem with that is that they've not yet shown any progress images, nor have given you any information on, where they're at with that process for these characters. Goku's the lucky one. We've seen this image, and that was 4 weeks ago. Haven't seen anything since. I understand these things are going to take time, so I'm not necessarily trying to rush for responses and updates, but I think it's important that you give as many updates as you possibly can for people who are buying your product already. It's one thing if the product isn't, on the market yet, and you're just kind of saying, here's what's coming, it'll be up for pre-order eventually. Yeah, I would much rather prefer if you waited to put it on the market and show us progress, at your own pace, and put it up there. But putting it up there for people to purchase now for pre-order is kind of a little, in my opinion, scummy. Kong Studios does that too, and I'm not going to, sit here and let them slide for that. I think that you should have progress images ready. Granted, for things like the SSJ5 AF Goku, they've shown progress images of their renders, but there's no in-hand photos of anything yet. Same for the SSJ3s. People who pre-order that stuff are expecting it to be great and work and be functional and all that stuff. So if they get it and it's not like that, then you've kind of just wasted their time and money. And you can't, you can't predict what it's going to be like in the future. You just have to kind of go with it, which is a lot of the problem people, have with ordering this stuff so early. So that's kind of my take on that situation, But other than that, I mean, the last thing to kind of get into is just Demoniacal Fit, going back and just essentially becoming a Tamashii clone. I think that's really cool, again, for things that are exclusive or being held in a vault by Tamashii for some reason that just hasn't come out in all these years. Yeah, it's cool to do that, especially like for the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku. That one seems to be one that people like a lot, as the official one, was either was a New York Comic Con exclusive or was a San Diego Comic Con exclusive, one of the two. And, it's very high on the aftermarket if you want the official one. It's like, I don't know, 120 about there. Sometimes it goes a little bit higher. Fluctuates a lot. This is a good option. I haven't heard too many bad things about it. There's definitely things that Demoniacal Fit has quality control wise going wrong sometimes, such as paint, chipping off, or whether it's things not being fully painted, some of the joints being loose and stuff like that. General quality control issues, which is not a bad thing. They obviously really kind of care about having that good quality, as they do try to copy Tamashii to the best of their ability. But it happens. And they're doing reissues for, again, Super Saiyan Blue, Kaioken, Goku, and they've done some other reissues that you can kind of see here. I'm not sure if that they made these again or if they just found extra stock on 5K Toys. I'm not sure. It's one of the two. But yeah, there's just definitely things that they could be doing a lot better on. I would like to see them go back down into doing more of the Dragon Ball Hero stuff. That's kind of their niche, I feel like. There's such a big market there that Tamashii's not doing, Kong Studios is not doing, and individual customizers aren't really doing. And again, I know it takes time to do these things, as these are not big, they're not big established companies with hundreds of people working for them. I get that. It's going to take a time. And I mean, it's impressive that they're able to get as many of these products out as possible when they do, but just going through the page again, there's just so much. And the last thing to kind of bring up, I mean, this Future Gohan, I know, had a little bit of drama placed around it, and that had to do with this person apparently saying that Demoniacal Fit stole their design. I don't know the whole 100% details of that. If you want to kind of look into that for yourself, do so. All I can say is there were some similarities with the design, but because of it being 3.0 as opposed to this 2.0 looking, body, it's hard to say if it's 100% stolen, if you can understand my point, because they're using the Gohan body and maybe a mix of Super Saiyan 4 Goku in there, potentially, and or maybe Krillin, since Krillin was 3.0 in normal gi, right? So it's hard to say. I'd have to really like look at it and kind of go through all of the messages or whatever that was sent a long time ago. But again, if you want to kind of get more information on that, probably best to do your own research, or you can watch Bombastic Plastic AF. I know they talked about it here for a little bit, and that video seems to have really kind of picked up. So if you want to go look at that, do so. Great reviews and stuff like that. Check them out. But yeah, that's kind of it for my thoughts. I just really was wanting to kind of talk about that in a video format, because I just see a lot of people have different opinions on Demoniacal Fit as a whole, and I've seen a lot of people kind of say that they don't really mess with Demoniacal Fit for that reason, because of how inconsistent they've been. And I know, again, they don't owe us anything, because they are an individual third party that kind of just do this stuff. And there's been, you know, comments of they just undercut anybody that they can. And I mean, I don't necessarily look at it that way. They're, you know, taking things from Tamashii. So at the end of the day, they're not using anything that they own anyway, right? But I feel like at this point they just kind of are throwing out what they can. And it'd be nice to see them do something that they truly, what I feel like is passionate about, because these kind of just feel like cash grabs sometimes. And, you know, maybe they end up doing this SSJ5 Goku, maybe they don't. I have no idea if they really will. You can tell that this is not like a normal render that they do, where it more so does look like they've, you know, put it through, let's just say Blender, for example, and made a model. This kind of just looks like they drew it on really quick. Hopefully they go through with it. If they don't, it'll just be another disappointment to people who can add it to the list of things that they wanted. As more people do trust Demoniacal Fit for the quality and the posability, because it's so close to Tamashii, whereas Kong Studios, people are kind of on the rise with more, you know, wanting to get products from them as they've seen the improvements. But Kong Studios definitely has its own problems as well when it comes to their figures. That can be another video, but overall, I just wanted to talk about it, kind of get my thoughts. If you have anything you want to specifically talk about, let me know down in the comments below. Anything you agree with from this video, or just your general thoughts on Demoniacal Fit as a whole, because, you know, it's a very interesting topic to kind of just go over with third party, you know, quote unquote companies, if you want to put it that way. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll catch you in the next video. If you haven't seen it already, you can check out my shfiguarts tier review. Gosh, why can't I talk today? You know, shfiguarts tier review. If you want to check that out, it should be at the end of this video. You can check it out, click on it. And yeah, if you like this video, let me know down in the comments below. Leave it a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.